Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Metal Hellsinger and Rocket Rabbit Commentaries. And in this episode, we'll be going into Nihil, and we'll be using Street Guardian, as well as, are we going to be using Death's Edge? Let's see. Yes. Last Breath of Aegis and Street Guardian. But yeah, our loadout for the rest of the game, aside from the final boss, is going to be Persephone and Malthus, because I actually really like this loadout.
So there we were.
Hi, Paz.
And so this is it.
Big in my mind. What were flashes before had become a whole damn memory.
Woot!
Rushing in, bright as fire.
So, you ready for our surprise twist backstory, Mr. Cloud?
Surprise to his back. So, all right, where we? Well, ain't that something? We finally learned more about a character named Unknown.
Yep.
Ain't this kind of like finding out that the bride in Kill Bill has a real name? We all just started calling her the bride on account of the dress. We all just kind of got in the habit of calling her Unknown because we don't know who the hell she is.
Judge said everything, but it just didn't sit right.
Down, down.
And so the angels come to.
No, I did not hear the prophecy.
Yes, to communicate with the Red Judge.
You lie. But for the sake of the hells, I will believe you. Now, lend me your aid, and I will put this upstart in her place. In the name of the hells, I subject myself to dissolution.
Which is the name of the track that we'll be listening to throughout the level.
I will feel the vibes. This music really slaps.
Back then, my mind was still too foggy to see what was happening with heaven and the judge. But what with the angels showing up, that story about some character known as the Hellsinger defeating an archangel didn't seem so crazy to anybody anymore.
Mostly because that's what we've been doing the whole game. I mean, the aspects of the Red Judge are still fragments of her power, so... Behold, dissolution, also Nihil. Nihil is, once again, a cold, mountainous area. I don't know why.
Devoid of heat. On the edge of non-existence.
The thing is, I don't think we're actually using Dante's interpretation of the Circles of Hell for this game.
Oh, certainly not, because those tropes would have given themselves away pretty quickly, because the first hell is the swirling whirlwind of lust, followed by the river of blood in the seventh hell, also including the river of shit for the gluttons. Yeah, those would have appeared more vividly by now. I like this game's preoccupation with just kick-ass music, battlefields that make sense and are not too big or too complicated to distract you from just getting them numbers and sweet score points on a combo.
Stupid shielded bruiser. There we go.
We're going to need a little more flanking.
Well, since we're a single target, we can't actually perform flanks.
I realize now one might have to take like a kind of Mercenaries approach to this game, is knowing ahead of time where the enemies are going to spawn, so you can strategically position yourself to kill them in an efficient, timely manner.
Dissolution itself is not actually a track I go back to listen to all that often, honestly. Mind you, I've said the same thing about a majority of the tracks in this game, to be perfectly honest, with the exception of Devastation. I really enjoyed Devastation.
No, I've heard some great music tracks so far, and what a great time for this music to come my way because of how different it is than the other songs I've been listening to over and over and over again. Thanks to variety, the ears will be fresh, the vibrations are welcome, the hell is pleasing.
I will say that the chorus vocal track for this is honestly very kick-ass.
Keep switching them hands, baby. Oh yeah.
Hey, we got a 20-hit streak. Haha.
Where are the dudes? Where are the dudes? Where are the dudes? Oh, there they are. All right, great use of range.
Yeah, Malthus being a medium range weapon is honestly really nice. This is the evolved form of the Stalker. I forget what it's actually called. I'm just going to refer to it as a Harbinger. And much like the Stalker, he has got the ability to teleport around. And aside from that, he also gets a couple of AoE spells in line with the Greater Behemoth.
More fast-moving enemies. Oh, this one's green-colored.
Yeah, that is the normal Stalker.
Like a beanstalk.
Hello, Hierophant.
Angels.
No, Hierophants are still demons. We will be seeing more angels in this part. We've already killed like 2 of them, but...
Well, depending on which religious denomination you subscribe to, every demon of hell was either a human soul or an angel at one point.
The terrible thing about that is that very specifically, we don't actually use a lot of popular religious imagery in this game, to be perfectly honest. Like, the Red Judge specifically is not actually supposed to be Scalera, so I'm not entirely sure, aside from the naming conventions, which aspects of greater Judaism we're actually using.
And now that you mention it, we haven't seen any Morning Star logos. I'd say the Morning Star has been the most glaring omission. At the same time,
yeah,
I think
very specifically, Lucifer isn't here. Like,
yeah, we want to position this game as not just another game about Satan and Lucifer, gotta kill Satan, Satan's the bad guy. We're all set with that, because now you're just distracting from the core focus of the game, which is rhythm, which you have to be paying attention without going into demon hell, familiar La La Land, when you got to be active, you got to be finding your targets, and you got to be swinging them boomerangs, baby.
Again, these are Crowbills, not boomerangs. They just function as boomerangs.
They're always coming back.
We are actually getting to see how effective Street Guardian is for me, though, because with Street Guardian 3 specifically, I'm allowed to take 3 hits before my hit streak actually fades away.
Nah.
And I think it refreshes once every minute or so.
Uh-oh. We gotta find more dudes. There's the dudes. They're coming in from the ceiling now. Bet you weren't expecting that.
I mean, with the fact that angels are still actually in the bestiary, it was a thing that was just gonna happen.
Multi-hit kills.
And melee the behemoth's down. Waha.
That fella's got to work on his posture.
I really wish I could figure out a decent way to deal with the shielded bruisers, because they always end up interrupting my flow of combat quite significantly whenever they show up.
So the boomerang does inflict damage as it returns, right?
Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I don't think it goes through the shield.
But what if you shot it so that like it goes over his head, and then you close the distance so that the boomerang has to come back through his back in order to return to you?
It travels faster than I do.
Oh, it does travel pretty fast. I mean, like 75 returns a minute.
The judge had done.
I wouldn't say it's that much, but here we have one of the more. I'm not entirely sure if I would say that this is one of the more difficult bosses of the game, but this is one of the more memorable bosses of the game. Clone!
Imitation.
So, it's exactly right, Mr. Cloud. It's imitation. Specifically, there are 3 aspects in this fight, and only one of them takes damage.
Ah, one of those deals. You have to find the real one. But can you keep your combo streak going by attacking the false ones?
Well, given the fact that we're back in Bullet Hell Central, no.
Ah, damn it. So, do they have a tell, or do they really look identical?
They actually do look identical, but the tell specifically is you can follow the dust specifically in order to tell which one is going. You will also actually score hit streaks when you hit the real one, as opposed to the fake one, which you will not score anything for.
Yes. Very damning, if I do say so myself. And time to jump. Quadruple fireballs. Octuple volley.
Come on, spawn the dudes so we can actually, build up our stuff again.
Found you. Oh boy. Oh boy. Man, we already exhausted all the nearby crystals. There's one. Nice.
Yeah, honestly, one of the bigger problems that I end up having with these fights specifically is the fact that the waves come out significantly faster than I'm usually able to respond to, and not only do they come out really fast, they travel relatively fast, and since there's 2 of them now, it's relatively difficult for me to actually figure out where damage is potentially coming from. Like here, the clone aspect specifically was dropping these mines. I couldn't see them.
Right, because you're concentrating on the real aspect, which is, oof, that's a tough one. This is a doozy of a boss fight. Maybe the dooziest one we've encountered so far.
I disagree with that, to be perfectly honest, because not Gehenna. Gehenna is honestly one of the easier fights, but in Costas' fight, the one that's got the flame pillars going throughout it, yeah, that is a much more difficult fight than this one.
Well, good on you for not having to resurrect yet. You came close a couple times. That's Metallica. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh god, we're going down.
You sure? Because we haven't fallen yet, and there are
pretty close.
And there are dudes for us to there were dudes for us to melee kill, but there they go.
It strikes me that you got some of the BioShock 1 HP grace going on. That when you get reduced,
I've got the last of the Death Aegis, I think is what the passive is actually called, which prevents me from going down. I don't exactly know what the trigger for it is, but yes, Death Aegis will protect me from death. for a little while. Now we're in the actual boss fight where we have 3 aspects going at once.
What was that? A warm up?
No, it was the first phase.
First phase. Boom, chugga, boom, chugga, boom.
Yay! We have successfully cleared Nihil.
Yay.
The next level that we go into is Acheron, and I actually really like Acheron. And we scored 9.5 mil. Sorry, 8.5 mil.
Nice.
All right, be safe, everybody.